My next guest takes on Logan Storley at Bellator 204 on August 17th. It's AJ Matthews joining me here on his program during his lunch break. AJ, how are you?
All good, brother. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. I appreciate you taking the time. What are you having for lunch today? I got to know.
You know what, dude? A little bit. It's like tri-tip, got some potatoes, some carrots. It's just prep meals getting delivered, but
That's good, though. You don't have to think about it. You just go and eat it,
don't
right?
have
Which
to
is great.
think. Yeah, I'm always tired, and so it helps me out.
That's great. Let's talk about your last fight, man. Great performance there against Kendall Grove at Bellator 193. How happy were you with your performance, especially taking out a notable veteran in Kendall Grove?
After I got to see the video of the fight, I was definitely happy with, the way that I composed myself in the fight, stayed technical, changed things up a little bit. So obviously I was happy with how it went.
Yeah, for sure. And you got this big matchup, like I mentioned here off the top, against Logan Storley. And this is at welterweight. And I know you've kind of bounced around between both weight classes. Is there like an ideal weight class for you, or you just take whatever the best matchup is per weight class?
I think that I'm a welterweight. You know what I mean? The middleweights are big people.
Yes.
But it's just a different size person. Like I can weigh that much, but like I can weigh 185 pounds, kind of. You know what I mean? But they weigh like 215 or whatever, 220. So it's just a bigger person. So I'm kind of a welterweight, I think, and but whatever fight's offered, I'm crazy like that.
Yes, for sure.
People, that's what a lot of people say. They're money weight and blah blah blah, but they've only fought in their weight class. But I'm a guy who's actually changed weight classes.
Yeah, no, you have. It's interesting if you look at your resume there. A bunch of different fights in welterweight and middleweight. So they tell you you're fighting Logan Storley. Did you know much about him when you took this fight, or was this something you had to sort of do some research on?
No, I knew about Logan. We had actually fought on the same card before,
Oh,
so
that's
we
right.
were
Okay.
we were even in the same locker room. So we were back there warming up, and not that I know them well, but Henry Hooft, and we're familiar with each other, So it wasn't any, and for whatever reason, like last year I went to the Black Zillions, right? And Hooft and the Black Zillions, they like split apart. But a lot of my old training partners have trained with them. You know what I mean? Like these guys that I have just met last year training at the Black Zillions have trained with both of us now, So not that anybody's really chiming in, but I'm familiar with the name and what he does.
Okay, so how do you feel like you match up against him? Obviously, decorated wrestler. I mean, that's what he's sort of known for the most. How do you feel like you match up against him?
I think it's a dope fight, man. I think it's super like mixed martial artist against a wrestler. Not that that's all he can do, because man, he's got, you know what I'm saying. Not everybody's not just everybody does more than one thing, but like that he's that uh, much of a specialist, right? But man, I've got shit for that. You know what I mean? That's just what I think. I've got things for that, and we're working on things specifically for that now. And uh, what I just feel like I bring things to the table that he hasn't fought yet.
Well, that's the one thing I look at in this matchup. You've got a lot more fights than he does, MMA fights, anyways, and you fought a lot of different guys. I mean, Bilal Muhammad, Hisaki Kato. Like you fought sort of the who's who. And Logan, I mean, he's fought some good guys, but I mean, just think experience wise, you have the edge there. Is that kind of how you look at this fight?
I If you look at his record, he hasn't fought anybody that's like scary. A guy that when someone says, "Hey, do you know AJ?" Like that's violence. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And so he hasn't fought somebody like that. I don't know. I think that that's the main difference.
Okay. And
And then on top of that, because the people that I've fought and the people that he's fought, it's whatever. Because man, he's spent hours in the gym training with guys who are, you know what I'm saying. And I've spent hours in the gym of training with guys who are also at the highest level. So experience wise, he's got 8 fights, man. He's got a lot of time in there, some decisions. So I wouldn't say experience is too big of a deal, but
okay, fair enough. Where are you training right now, and who are some of your main training partners?
well, I came down to Chula Vista. I'm at Alliance MMA, so this is
Oh,
kind
great.
of like, yeah, it's like my first fight family. You know what I mean? That was like my initial fight team. And then before I started traveling and just running around doing whatever, But so I got this fight and decided, man, maybe I should just come full circle, do it at home because the fight's in South Dakota and that's actually my where I grew up, like from 4 to 14.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like came home for where I started training. I'll go home to go for the fight, so it's pretty cool.
Very cool. Big part of training camp is recovery. I know you've been linking up with the Terphouse. How's the CBD oil and everything helping you out? In between sessions and everything.
For me, I'm on it pretty constantly. I like the lotion. I got it right here, actually.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I hear fighters like the lotion or the drops. It's sort of a mixed
Yeah,
bag.
the drops. Yeah, I'm not. For whatever reason, I can't stay on the time. You know what I mean? Like with an ibuprofen, it's every 8 hours or something. And with the drops, I guess I just haven't figured that out so much. But I definitely stick to the lotion and then the vapes. And I for me, it's such a painful job. You know what I mean? It's such a painful job. And then once I was only introduced to CBD and cannabis and things like that more recently. And instead of drinking a little whiskey at night to feel better, to be able to sleep, or you know what I mean, or taking a painkiller, like a good painkiller, these things that are not so good for me. I can just put the lotion on, take a trinket or smoke it, and get a good night's rest. Which is important because that's the only time that our bodies really do recover. Right? You can be chilling all day, stretch, but you only really get that rebuild when you're getting the good sleep.
Absolutely, I like hearing that. How do you see this fight playing out on the 17th?
I'm gonna control the range and the distance, and show him things that are gonna make him hesitant. And I think that I really think that it'll be like maybe I'll put on some pressure and he's gonna change levels and catch something.
Okay, that's
But
interesting.
I might take his shoulder.
Okay, that's awesome. Where do you think a win over him puts you? Because you're moving back down to welterweight. He's undefeated. I mean, this is going to look. It's going to be a nice win on your resume if you go out there and take care of business.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's top 10 in Bellator, for sure. For sure. If not already, if we're both not already, then for sure this is. And then, the Grand Prix going on this year. So that's
maybe an alternate. Maybe the winner
that,
of this
yeah,
is an alternate.
yeah.
That's kind of what I'm looking at it with
That's
this matchup.
I think that once the tournament was announced, that's everybody's goal. Everybody wants to be a part of something like that from when we started fighting. You know what I mean? I don't even have to ask these guys you know what I mean? I just know everybody wants to be in the tournament. But it'll be me. I think that's what happens.
Okay. What do you like doing on your downtime? We talked about training and everything else. You watching any Netflix or playing any video games, anything like that?
Yeah, for me, I kind of just chill out. I have like this game on my phone called Mobile Legends, and there's a character on there. This is kind of an interesting story because I moved to the Philippines like a year and a half ago, and then I like heard about this guy. His name's Lapu Lapu, and he is the Filipino that killed Magellan when they were trying to invade the Philippines, the Spanish, right? So I was like, damn, that's dope. I didn't even know that we had that guy. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that's dope. I got him. I got like a tattoo of Lapu Lapu on my back. And I don't know, man.
Okay. It's interesting. So how does this play into the game or whatever?
Oh man. So then I see like a commercial on my Facebook, and it's like you can be Lapu Lapu on this game, Mobile Legends. So then it's just like I downloaded the game, and so I'm training. So in the morning and evening, I'm trying to physically turn into Lapu Lapu, right? And then in my downtime, I'm like mentally and emotionally trying to turn into Lapu Lapu in the game.
Very
So
cool.
that's all I'm trying to do, man. Bring the warrior out. But other than that, I got a homie Pat Durkin, and he got me into mountain biking. So we do yeah, it's nice on the legs.
Oh, big time, especially out in yeah. It's great to get outdoors and have that break in between training and everything, right?
Yeah, definitely just something different, and it's nice because we're doing like single speed mountain bike clipped in. So it's just like, it's pretty gangster feeling if you've never done it.
Good stuff, man. Well, we're looking forward to this fight. It's a stack card. It's Bellator 204 coming up here August 17th. AJ, was great talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Man, thank you so much. First, it's at AJ underscore MMA, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, AJ Matthews. Gotta thank Terphouse getting me through training camp, Bad Boy, Boardwalk Law, Versa Climber, getting my lungs going. MRM, that's my supplement company, and the homies, Team Alliance. I got the Fight Family, Barangay T-Bye. I love you guys too. Thanks, bro.